Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So we got the crypto market here, Bitcoin trading at 71.82, Ethereum 128, and XRP 0.193. So XRP's up a little bit in and amongst the top cryptocurrencies. The market cap is at 190.6 billion, and Bitcoin dominance still at around that 68.3 mark, which means everything is still working in tandem with Bitcoin, which means that all altcoins are technically still relatively in tandem with Bitcoin. But guys, I'm going to show you a little something here real quickly. I'm not going to dwell on this too much. And so it's with regards to technical analysis and why it is good for when the market is not being manipulated, but as soon as manipulation takes place, it kind of gets thrown out the window. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. There is still indications regarding buyers and sellers volume that you can use. However, my point is that using TA strictly to make decisions is not necessarily something I would do. Strictly using TA is very important. We talk about TA. I don't get into it too much because of just that. The market is still very nascent. Here's a good example of that. XRP on the daily is look at this. It's an inverted pennant, okay? Okay, so a bearish pennant. A lot of pressure down followed by a little bit of pressure upwards, forming what is called a reverse or an inverted pennant or a bearish pennant. Now, when you look at Bitcoin on the daily, you see the exact opposite formation, a bullish pennant here on the daily. XRP on the daily, okay, Bitcoin on the daily. And so what does this mean? Has XRP decoupled from Bitcoin? Absolutely not. Will XRP shoot up if Bitcoin reaches new highs? Absolutely. Will XRP go down if Bitcoin reaches new lows? Absolutely. So if that is the case, if you believe in those statements, then the TA doesn't necessarily reflect what's going on. This is a very good example because Bitcoin is literally doing the exact opposite as XRP. When Bitcoin and XRP are doing relatively similar things, then we can assume, okay, this makes a little more sense here. They're on the same path and they will likely follow the same patterns. And you also got to remember, guys, altcoins follow Bitcoin after the fact. So they are laggers. They tend to lag after Bitcoin's movement. We saw it in the bull run of 2017. Bitcoin made a huge move up until the end of the year and then started coming down. And then right up at the end of the year, altcoins rallied at that point as soon as Bitcoin saw some decline. So it was people hopping out of Bitcoin, jumping into other alternative currencies. So it's all human psychology, guys. And, you know, as soon as the market gets a little more mature, we're going to see the technical analysis making even more sense. We follow it now because there is something to glean from it. There is definitely a lot to glean from charts and, you know, technical analysis in some terms. But you know, don't put all your heart and soul into TA all the time because a lot of factors influence trading, and that's something you guys should know. I saw this from Cointelegraph. 8 Congress reps send letter to the IRS urging further crypto tax clarity. So 8 members of the United States Congress sent a letter to the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, urging the agency to provide additional clarity on cryptocurrency tax laws. The letter dated December 20th, signed by 8 U.S. Congress members, stated, "We wrote in April of this year urging the issuance of guidance for taxpayers who use cryptocurrencies, and we are all pleased to see that you have issued guidance and addressed many questions we posed. We are, however, concerned that the recent guidance creates many new questions related to the topics it seeks to address, namely forks and airdrops." So, you know, members of Congress still wanting to hammer it out, you know, wanting to find the clarity. This just goes to show you that, you know, these high-level people, these high-level areas of government are interested in cryptocurrency. They aren't putting it on the back burner. They really do want to see change, and they really do want to see, especially within taxes, because if people stand to gain profits with cryptocurrency and realize them in 2020, they're going to need to know how to properly pay their tax. Otherwise, there are going to be problems. So it's addressing an issue that they're foreseeing now, because when cryptocurrency regulations come to pass, guys, this is it. We're going to see a boom. That's what I think. I seriously do think that we are going to see a boom in price, and I honestly do think it'll make the 2017 bull run look like child's play. If you can imagine, if you can actually wrap your head around that. And so this has been in the news too. This is the biggie, okay? Ripple raises $200 million in Series C round led by Tetragon. And so since this has been the big piece in the news, there are viewpoints on this, counter views on this. I'm going to get into it. So Japan's SBI Holdings and VC firm Route 66 Ventures also participated in Ripple's announcement on Friday. We are in a strong financial position to execute against our vision as others in the blockchain space have slowed their growth or even shut down. We have accelerated our momentum and industry leadership throughout 2019, said Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. The investment will allow the firm to further draw new international talent and better serve customers and partners, the firm said. The new stakeholders will further provide invaluable industry insight and expertise as Ripple grows its business, according to the announcement. Highlighting what is called the strongest year of growth to date, Ripple says its RippleNet payment networks grew in 2019 to over 300 clients. It also partnered with MoneyGram, taking a near 10% stake in the remittance firm. As part of the deal, MoneyGram will utilize Ripple's products for cross-border settlements. In its last financial report, Ripple said its total XRP sales for the third quarter of 2019 were worth $66.24 million, up from $251.51 million in the previous quarter. It goes on to talk about the lawsuit, which we won't get into. So, $200 million in a new Series C funding round. And there are reports that have suggested that Ripple's worth, their total worth, is $10 billion USD. I saw this from my buddy XRP Canada on Twitter. Guys, if you aren't following him, give him a follow. He's a great guy, has great information. And so think of it this way. Ripple has obtained $200 million in Series C funding. Many aren't aware of the true impact this will have on the company and XRP. Keep this in mind. No other coin has this kind of backing, investor confidence, and global reach. It's not my opinion, it's a fact. And yeah, you got to think of that. What other company that is attached to a cryptocurrency is this successful? Nobody. There is nobody in the space that you can point your finger to that is this successful. What Ripple is doing for XRP is far beyond those simply trading a speculative asset with no real future in a manipulative market. Companies with this magnitude of funding are ready to continue to develop on a global scale and prepare for an IPO. Check this out. Companies that secure Series C funding typically have valuations of $100 million and then prepare for an IPO to continue growth. Ripple have a $10 billion valuation. They don't need an IPO. That money can be used for so many things, including building out the XRP ecosystem. And the last one in the thread here, Ripple have so much to gain by having an XRP price worth much more. Their valuation will be worth way more than $10 billion. This company is going to be the next massive financial disruptor out there. Think Amazon, Google, Apple, as we've all said. Just think about how valuable XRP is. Exactly. Think of it. Think about Ripple's connection to the world. Think about, even if you don't want to associate XRP with Ripple today, think about Ripple's connections, the ties they're making, the inroads that they have created. Now think, they want to use XRP. Their success rides on XRP because they want to be number one in cross-border transactions. And liquidity is key, especially in those exotic corridors. So how else are they going to do it? No other way but to use XRP, and XRP will command a higher value since that is the case. Guys, I saw this from XRP Crypto Wolf. He posted this from Fast Money. And guys, you got to watch this clip. I'm not going to play it for copyright reasons, but please, please, please watch it. I will link it in the description, as I always do. The people at CNBC are morons, since Ripple is worth way more than $10 billion because of its huge potential. So for them to question the valuation just shows that they haven't done any research on Ripple and XRP. And I find that a lot of the times these kinds of guys don't really do it. So this is a clip essentially just stating the news. Ripple just got funding. They are considered to be worth $10 billion today. And these guys, their minds are just exploding. They don't quite understand how it's happening, okay? So they've got Kate Rooney here in San Francisco to report on the story. She basically just reports the facts that I just reported, okay? And so then they talk about, okay, the $10 billion valuation. So they go on to say, and this really stuns them, that Ripple is more valuable than Bed Bath & Beyond, okay, Whirlpool, and Planet Fitness, some big companies, okay, with huge valuations. Ripple is bigger, and not many people have heard of them in comparison to a company like Bed Bath & Beyond. Well, we know, I've traded Bed Bath & Beyond stock in the past, and look at where Bed Bath & Beyond stock is at, guys. $87.73 per share. Now, this is stock. I'm not saying that you can't compare apples to oranges, really, but if a company is worth over what Bed Bath & Beyond is worth, then theoretically their shares would be worth way more than that. Then these guys just go on to just kind of, this guy's saying, well, if that's what they say their valuation is, that's what they say it is. And some, then there are some naysayers in the crowd. One guy, kind of agrees with it. I will link, again, guys, I will link the clip in the description. But the fact is, when you listen to these guys talking, they really haven't done their research. XRP Crypto Wolf hits the nail on the head. They're all like, well, how could it be the case? There's no way. There's no way some startup cryptocurrency company could be worth so much. It pains me because we're here every day. I do the research every day. You guys do your own research. You listen to the videos, you read the articles. Same with so many people out there, the guys on Twitter, other YouTubers, right? We're all doing our due diligence. And so to see morons like this talk about and have a platform, okay? They're on TV and they have a platform for it. And they're talking about something they don't really know anything about. Guys, just watch some YouTube videos for like a few months. You'll get it. You will get it and you will understand why Ripple is worth over $10 billion. It's comical, guys. Seriously, watch this clip. Again, I'll link it in the description. XRP Thunder on Twitter at XRP Thunder. So Q3 2019, Ripple's OTC sales get scaled back to nil. Okay, let's remember what happened, okay? Their OTC sales of XRP scaled back. Price drops to fresh new lows. Now we're at 19 cents approximately. So price drops to fresh new lows in years, and they raised $200 million in Series C funding raised just before 2020. Yeah, nothing to see here. I think scaling back OTC sales was one of the more, I think, visually, optically positive things that Ripple could have done. Probably very pragmatic for the company as well. But they know their game plan. They know where they're going to find money. They understand how they need to navigate. They have the money to hire the right people to assist them if they don't know. This is the thing with companies who have lots and lots of money. Money begets money, guys. And Ripple will just grow richer and richer and richer. And the use cases for XRP will grow further and further, in my opinion, especially since Brad Garlinghouse himself has said, cross-border payments isn't it. That is just one vertical in many that we have planned for the coming years. Into the 2020s and down the road in the coming decades as well. We saw this brought Knobloch House. It's a parody account. It's the Brett Garlic House account. And think about it. So Ripple is valued at 10 billion USD, 50 billion XRP at 19 cents comes up to 9.5 billion USD. So he's doing the math here, guys. If Ripple is valued at 10 billion and they have that XRP in escrow and that XRP only comes up to 9.5 billion, are they including it? I wonder if at least part of the escrows are not considered as part of the balance sheet because they are already spoken for. So that's interesting. And Ripple are just holding them on behalf of the buyers. I think Ripple knows that it is going to need to use that escrowed XRP in order to facilitate the real world utility. And I think they're holding it until cryptocurrency regulations come to pass. Then there will be that need for that XRP that is being held on these mystery companies' behalves. I don't know, IMF, BIS. I'm just throwing names out there. I'm completely speculating, but it doesn't seem so far-fetched to me. So guys, some great things to ponder about here. So thank you very much at Bread Garlic House on Twitter, XRP Thunder, at XRP Crypto Wolf on Twitter, and of course my main man at XRP_Canada on Twitter. Thanks so much for all your insight. So we've all heard what these guys think about this. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.